Welcome to Pattaya True Crime, where we recap some of the dark and chilling crimes and unfortunate events that has happened in Pattaya City and the surrounding areas. Warning, listener discretion is advised. This podcast explores graphic content and disturbing themes that might not be suitable for all audiences. Righto, welcome back to Pattaya True Crime, episode 47, I think. Yep, sure is. Righto, we got heaps on this episode as well, as usual. We'll kick it off number one. Tourist police raid Pattaya Beach in major sweep, arrest 16 foreign women for alleged solicitation of prostitution. Might have something to do with that scrap that they had down the beach road there. Anyway, that was in last week's episode. Carrying on, Pattaya Chonburi, Thai tourist police, in coordination with other agencies, conducted a major operation to crack down on prostitution along Pattaya Beach and the surrounding areas, resulting in the arrest of 16 foreign women. The operation was ordered by the police lieutenant colonel, superintendent of the tourist police station, under the 2nd Division, 1st Tourist Police Bureau of Chonburi, a joint team comprising of investigators, all of them from tourist police, officials from the Chonburi Provincial Office of Social Development and Human Security, and the Chonburi Provincial Immigration Bureau. So a whole lot of bigwigs down there. Yeah, so they conducted the sweep in the key tourist zones, including Pattaya Beach, Beach Road, and Pattaya's Second Road. So during the raid, authorities arrested 16 foreign women, most of whom were nationals of Uzbekistan. I don't know how to say that one. Jesus. Uganda. I know how to say that, but the other one wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. Yeah, anyway. They were found to be engaging in behaviour that violated Section 5 of the Prevention and Suppression of Prostitution Act BE 2539, 1996, specifically for contacting, soliciting, introducing themselves, or provoking individuals in public places for the purpose of prostitution. So, initial proceedings show that 12 of the suspects were issued an on-the-spot fine of 1,000 baht by social development officers. Their visas were also revoked, and they are being detained and pending deportation from the kingdom at their own expense. They were reportedly all on tourist visas. Naughty, naughty. So one suspect was also found to be overstaying her visa and has been handed over to Pattaya City Police Station investigators for additional charges under immigration law. The 3 remaining suspects are also currently undergoing visa revocation procedures, so they're buggered, and will also be detained and prepared for deportation to their countries of origin. This crackdown is part of ongoing measures to maintain public order and protect the image of Pattaya as a premier tourist destination. Yeah. The operation shows continued efforts by local authorities to address illegal activities in high-profile tourist areas and ensure a safe environment for all visitors to the city. Like I said, last week's episode, they were all having a big scrap down the beach with locals, so that's what happens. Moving on to number 2. Rightio, we've got foreign scam gang in Pattaya tricks tourists into showing cash. Tourists lose tens of thousands in the same night. Righto. So, police in Pattaya are hunting a gang of foreign scammers after 2 separate robberies targeting tourists occurred on the same night using the same modus operandi. Operandi? Well, using the same scam. So, befriending victims before tricking them into showing their money and then stealing their cash and valuables. The first incident was reported around 1 a.m. 21-year-old Chinese tourist, accompanied by a boyfriend, filed a complaint at the Pattaya City Police Station. According to the victim, the incident occurred at approximately 9 p.m. The previous evening while the couple were walking along the road near 99 Chown restaurant in the Nong Pru sub-district. Two foreign men whose identities are unknown but who appeared to be Middle Eastern descent approached the couple in a friendly manner and struck up a conversation. The men asked to see Chinese currency, claiming they have never seen it before and expressed interest in seeing what it looked like. This old chestnut. So the victims, believing the men were genuine, handed over their wallet so the suspects could just look at their money. Yep. Some people are that gullible. So the suspects quickly returned it and left the scene acting casually. However, upon checking their belongings, the couple discovered that cash amounting to 1,000 Chinese yuan and 5,000 Thai baht, along with 2.5 gram gold ring pickpocketed from them when they were distracted, had been stolen. Cheeky buggers. The total value of the loss has not been fully accounted for, but it is estimated in the tens of thousands of baht. In a troubling development, police received reports of a second similar incident on the same night around 11 p.m., this time involving two Indian tourists. The suspects used nearly identical tactics, and their physical descriptions matched those of the first case. The second robbery occurred roughly 2 kilometres from the initial location. Once again, the suspects claimed they just wanted to see foreign money, what it looked like, and then used distraction techniques to rip off the tourists. Yeah. Anyway, authorities at Pattaya Police Station have recorded the complaints and are actively reviewing CCTV footage and other evidence to identify and apprehend the suspects. Investigations are ongoing to determine whether the same gang is responsible for both crimes. This latest string of incidents has raised concern among local authorities and the tourism sector about opportunistic scams targeting visitors in popular nightlife areas and walking areas of Pattaya. Police urge the tourists to remain vigilant, avoid showing large amounts of cash in public. Sort of goes without saying, eh? And refrain from handing over personal belongings to strangers, no matter how friendly they may appear. No arrests have been made so far, but officers say they are prioritising the case and appealing for any witnesses and additional victims to come forward. Yeah. Yep. Can't really say much more about that. Righto, moving on. Number 3. We've got a motorcycle robber. Police in Banglamung quickly arrest motorcycle robber who targeted female model. Suspect blames the incident on drugs and mental illness. Police from the Banglamung police station have arrested a 21-year-old construction worker shortly after he allegedly knocked a female model off her motorcycle, snatched her handbag containing about 7,000 baht in cash, and fled the scene in the early hours of the morning. So the incident occurred when the suspect rode up beside the victim, kicked her motorcycle to cause her to fall, grabbed her bag and quickly escaped. Following the report, officers from Banglamung police station launched an intensive search. Yeah, reviewing CCTV footage to trace the perpetrator's escape route. At approximately 11:06 p.m. the following day, I think, Superintendent of Investigations at Banglamung Police Station, along with Police Lieutenant Colonel and a team of investigators, apprehended the suspect. A 21-year-old at a construction workers' camp in the Soy Sukhumvit 43 in the Nong Pru sub-district of Banglamung. Officers seized the clothes he was wearing at the time of the incident as evidence. During questioning, the suspect reportedly confessed to being the person captured on CCTV and admitted to targeting the attractive female model. However, he denied intending to steal her belongings, claiming his only goal was to touch her breasts. Yes, you heard that right. He just wanted to grab a titty, apparently. So he further told police that and reporters that prior to the incident, he had participated in Songkran Water Festival activities in the Bowin area while drinking alcohol. Afterward, he smoked cannabis and consumed ketamine. Went on the trifecta. Fuck yeah. So that triggered strong sexual urges, he reckoned. He then rode around on his motorcycle looking for women to grope. Yeah. So when he spotted the victim, he pulled up beside her, intending only to touch her chest. According to his account, she accelerated to escape. He chased her. Their motorcycles collided and she fell. He claimed he initially tried to help, but panicked when bystanders approached and fled the scene. Fucking help by grabbing a handbag. So the suspect also stated he suffers from a psychiatric condition that compels him to ride his motorcycle and attempt to grope women's breasts for excitement. He claimed he cannot control these impulses when they occur. Right. Yeah, right. Okay. Police said they do not fully believe the suspect's version of events, and it contradicts the victim's account and the fact that her cash went missing. Investigators will continue gathering evidence and witness statements to build a case according to legal procedures. Additionally, it was revealed that the suspect has a prior criminal record with 6 previous arrests for indecent acts against women. No shit. You never would have guessed. The case remains under active investigation. Authorities have not yet released the victim's name or further details about her injuries at this time. The old titty grabber. That's probably the worst fucking excuse I've ever heard ever. Yeah, I have a psychiatric condition, makes me want to grab titties. Okay. Not much brighter, but here we go, number 4. British man, 65, tragically dies after losing control of his motorcycle and crashing into a utility pole in Pattaya. The 65-year-old British national was killed in a single vehicle motorcycle accident late on a Friday evening after he lost control of his bike and slammed into a utility pole. Rescue workers from the Sawang Bulibun Rescue Unit were alerted to the incident approximately 8 p.m. The crash occurred in the Pong sub-district. Upon arrival, rescuers found a man unconscious beside his motorcycle, suffering severe head injuries. No vital signs were detected at the scene. Emergency personnel immediately performed CPR for over 40 minutes in an attempt to revive him, but their efforts were unsuccessful. A doctor later pronounced him dead at the scene. Initial examination indicated that the victim had also suffered a broken neck. Well, the bike looks pretty messed up. Fact. The deceased was later identified as, I won't say his name, 65-year-old British citizen. Nearby authorities found a black and green Yamaha motorcycle with Chonburi registration plates. The front of the bike was extensively damaged, consistent with a high-impact collision into the utility pole. Yeah, looks pretty fucked up. Pattaya police secured the scene, collected evidence, and took photographs of their investigation. For their investigation, I should say, sorry. Officers are working to determine the exact cause of the incident, including factors such as speed, road conditions, or possible loss of control. And will proceed according to legal procedures. Yeah. It's pretty tragic. Speed usually does that. Just don't go fast. And yeah, if you go cunt up, at least you won't die. Rest in peace, mate. Moving on to number 5. An American man seriously injured after being struck by a car while crossing the road near the Pattaya Tunnel. An American man was critically injured after he was hit by a car while attempting to cross Sukhumvit Road near Pattaya Central Underpass, according to local rescue and police reports. The incident occurred at around 1:46 a.m. on the inbound Bangkok-bound side of Sukhumvit Road in the area leading down to the Pattaya Central Tunnel. Bit of a shit spot across the road. Rescue volunteers from the Swang Bulibun Rescue Centre responded to a report of a vehicle pedestrian collision involving serious injuries. They coordinated with Pattaya City Police and rushed to the scene. Upon arrival, officers found a white Toyota Yaris sedan registration in Bangkok with front end damage and its windshield shattered. The driver was identified as a 40-year-old lady accompanied by her Turkish boyfriend as a passenger. Lying in the middle of the road in a pool of blood was a 46-year-old American national. He was breathing heavily and suffered from serious injuries. Rescue personnel provided initial first aid before urgently transporting him off to the hospital. According to the driver's statement to police, she was driving towards the airport to drop off her boyfriend when the American man suddenly ran across the road, cutting directly in front of her vehicle. She was unable to brake in time and struck him heavily, causing him to be thrown onto the pavement. She immediately stopped the car and called for emergency assistance. Pattaya City Police, the police lieutenant colonel, secured the scene, documented the evidence, and reviewed nearby CCTV footage to support the ongoing investigation. Authorities stated that the case would proceed with fairness to all parties involved. The condition of the man was reported as critical following the incident. Now, I drive when I'm in town. I do drive along that road rather frequently, and it's not well lit. And sometimes people do just pop up out of nowhere. Really not a good spot to cross the fucking road. Anyway. Number 6. 2 beer bar owners injured while riding motorcycles in a random stone-throwing attack by a homeless man in Pattaya. Yeah. So 2 owners of a beer bar in Pattaya were injured after a homeless man allegedly threw stones at them while they were riding a motorcycle home late at night. The suspect claimed he acted out of stress over financial problems. Yep. So the incident occurred approximately 10:50 p.m. on Pradamnak Road, just before the curve near the Pattaya Tourist Police checkpoint. Police from Pattaya City Police Station received reports of residents being hit by stones and sustaining injuries. They coordinated with rescue volunteers from the Sawang Bulibun Rescue Centre to rush to the scene. Upon arrival, officers found 2 injured individuals. 49-year-old suffered a laceration on his face and swelling and bruising, and a 39-year-old was bleeding or had a bleeding laceration on her face along with pain and swelling. Both are co-owners of a beer bar. Rescue personnel provided initial first aid at the scene, after which the victims sought further medical treatment on their own. Yeah, right. Officers quickly apprehended the suspect, identified as a 29-year-old homeless individual. He was found shirtless, wearing black shorts and barefoot. The man appeared frightened, raised his hands in a Y, the Thai greeting, to apologise to the victims, and admitted to throwing the stones due to stress related to money issues. He did not know the victims previously. According to the victims' statements, they were riding their motorcycles back to their accommodation when they spotted the suspect standing on the roadside holding a stone. Yeah, right. As they passed by, he threw the stone forcefully, striking them and causing injuries. They managed to maintain control of the vehicle, stopped and attempted to confront him. The suspect tried to flee, but allegedly picked up another stone and threw it again. Fucking take that, you bastard. A witness who was driving behind the victims confirmed seeing the shirtless man standing on the road with a stone in hand, attempting to throw it at passing vehicles. When the victims rode by, they were hit. The witness immediately assisted in detaining the suspect until police arrived. The suspect was taken into custody and will face legal proceedings at Pattaya City Police Station for the alleged assault causing injury. This random attack has raised concerns about safety on Pattaya's roads at night, particularly in areas frequented by tourists and locals alike. Authorities are investigating the suspect's background and mental state as part of the case. Reporters have recently covered the increased number of homeless and makeshift homeless encampments in the Pratamnak area, and since the bulldozing and walling off of a formerly large jungle area where many homeless have lived on nearby Thapara Road, and has asked relevant authorities to take action to avoid further incidents like this. Yeah. Righto. Righto, number 7. Pattaya takes firm action with major crackdown on transgender groups in Walking Street area after numerous viral incidents, crimes and fighting involving foreign tourists. Again, this was probably the same as the other lot. And last week's episode, they had a big punch up. Well, something's always happening down there anyway. Carrying on, in the early hours of the morning, Pattaya police launched an operation to address concerns over disruptive behaviour by groups of transgender individuals in key tourist zones. At approximately 4 a.m, Police Colonel, Superintendent of the Pattaya City Police Station, joined forces with the District Chief of Banglamung, along with 30 officers from the District Administration and Pattaya Police. The team conducted a sweep in the popular Walking Street area in South Pattaya, a major nightlife and tourist hub. The operation followed a series of recent complaints and at least 10 recent viral incidents involving alleged aggressive or troublesome behaviour by such transgender groups or individuals toward both Thai and foreign tourists. These events have sparked widespread public discussion and raised concerns about the impact on Pattaya's reputation as a premier tourist destination. Officers targeted known gathering spots and detained 31 individuals who were taken to Pattaya City Police Station for questioning, reviewing criminal record history, and to have their details recorded for future reference. Authorities stated that the move is to prevent repeat incidents by improving tracking and response capabilities. They stated that similar proactive measures will continue to restore confidence among visitors and enhance the city's image as a safe and welcoming tourist spot. Following the operation, the area returned to normal quickly, with tourists continuing their activities under heightened security measures by police and local officers. No major disruptions were reported during or after the sweep. Yeah. Oh, what do you say? What can you say? Boys will be boys, I suppose. Anyway, moving on. Number 8, we got a Chinese-born suspect behind 239 gambling websites arrested in Pattaya. Naughty boy. So the Chinese-born man, where are we up to? He was arrested in a pool villa in Pattaya for operating 239 gambling websites with more than 2.7 billion won, or about 13 billion baht, in circulation. Holy fuck. So the arrest followed coordination between the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Thailand's Central Investigation Bureau, and the Immigration Bureau. Chinese officials sought the arrest of a senior member of an online gambling network, based in Myanmar. According to information from the embassy, the suspect was a 32-year-old, I don't know how to say that, he's just a Chinese-born national who later acquired some other citizenship. It's a Caribbean island nation known for its citizenship by investment programs, so he's doing the dodgy. Fair enough. So he was reportedly closely connected to a founding member of a criminal hub who was previously arrested in Thailand, was later transferred to China for legal proceedings. Righto. So police said he was a senior member of the gang who oversaw 239 gambling websites used by more than 330,000 Chinese gamblers. Wow. So it's reported that the platforms held more than 2.7 billion won, or around 13 billion baht, and caused major damage to China's economy. Investigators found that he entered Thailand using his little dodgy passport, but officers later lost track of his movements. Police later found that he had been staying in a luxury property in Bangkok and discovered that he had planned to travel to Pattaya. Officers then followed him to a pool villa in Soi Jomtien 14. Police raided the property and arrested him. Officers were preparing to deport him to China for further legal action. So, yeah. There you go. Fucking see you later, mate. Busted. Righto, number 9. The old Soi 6 rumbles. Brutal video goes viral as Pattaya motorbike taxi drivers allegedly assault foreign tourists after a water fight in Soi 6. A violent brawl involving a group of local motorcycle taxi drivers and foreign tourists sparked widespread outrage on social media after graphic video footage was shared online. The incident occurred in Soi 6. A Good Samaritan recorded the clip, which shows several men wearing orange motorcycle taxi vests brutally kicking and punching at least one foreign tourist and knocking him to the ground. Another foreigner can be seen attempting to intervene and assist his friend among the chaos, while onlookers watched as the scene unfolded. Some men of unknown nationality were also involved. So the video quickly circulated on social platforms, drawing sharp criticism over the excessive use of violence, particularly during the Songkran Water Festival period when large numbers of tourists visit Pattaya. Reporters who visited the scene near a beer bar in the Soi found no injured parties or suspects remaining, as everyone involved had already disappeared. Local Thai and foreign tourists continued splashing water and celebrating Songkran normally in the area. According to anonymous witnesses who spoke to reporters, the conflict began when 2 foreign tourists were playing Songkran by spraying water on people using their water guns. They allegedly sprayed water at the group of motorbike taxi riders, leading to an argument that rapidly escalated into a physical brawl and assault. Didn't want to get wet. So as of now, no victims have come forward to file an official complaint with the Pattaya City Police. However, investigative officers plan to visit the area to gather more evidence, determine the full circumstances, and proceed with legal action against those responsible. The incident has raised concerns about safety and the behaviour of some local service providers during the busy festive season, when tensions can run high amid the celebrations, Authorities are expected to monitor the situation closely to prevent further disruptions to Pattaya's tourist image. Yeah. Anyway. Number 10. A Swedish man, 83 years old, has suspected medical episode and crashes a pickup truck at Jomtien Viewpoint on Pratamnak Soi 5, injuring tourists. So the incident happened at the popular Yingyom Beach Viewpoint in Jomtien, Pattaya, when an 83-year-old Swedish man lost control of his car, possibly due to a medical emergency, ploughing into parked motorcycles, destroying a railing and injuring a tourist before plummeting off the 3-metre drop onto the beach below. It's no good. So the incident occurred around 4 p.m. at the scenic spot there, Soi 5 Viewpoint, a well-known landmark in the Pattaya area, especially busy during the Songkran holiday period. See, this is how far behind we are. Haven't even got past Songkran yet. Anyway, at least we're keeping consistent. According to witness reports, a black Mitsubishi Triton suddenly veered off course, smashing through the metal railings along the roadside and colliding heavily with 2 parked motorcycles, causing severe damage to both. The vehicle did not stop there. It continued forward with force, crashing through the barriers, falling approximately 3 metres onto the beach area below, before coming to rest in front of a large group of blue boys. Yeah. So the dramatic crash caused panic among numerous Thai and foreign tourists who were relaxing and enjoying the sea view during the long weekend. One unidentified tourist sustained injuries after being struck by a piece of metal railing dislodged dislodged by the impact. Emergency services quickly responded and provided first aid and rushed the injured person to a nearby hospital for treatment. Debris from the vehicle and shattered railings, more like it, were scattered across the scene. The driver of the pickup truck was identified as an 83-year-old Swedish national. He suffered chest injuries and was found to have a heart pacemaker implant on the left side of his chest. Authorities suspect the crash may have been caused by a reoccurrence of pre-existing medical condition, though the driver has not yet been able to provide a clear statement and was in shock and disorientated after the incident. Poor old bugger. So a 30-year-old, the girlfriend of the injured tourist, and the owner of one of the damaged motorcycles described the moment of the incident. She said her foreign boyfriend was standing at the viewpoint admiring the sunset when they suddenly heard the sound of a vehicle accelerating at high speed. Pardon me. The truck then slammed into the parked motorcycles and slightly struck her boyfriend, causing the injuries. Pardon me. Police are currently reviewing CCTV footage from nearby cameras and interviewing witnesses to determine the exact cause of the crash. They are also examining whether the driver had suffered a medical episode or lost consciousness while behind the wheel. Well, poor bugger, and poor people getting hurt. Moving on. Number 11. An off-duty Pattaya police officer, heavily intoxicated during Songkran celebration, allegedly fatally shoots cannabis shop owner on Walking Street. So a tragic shooting occurred in the early hours of the morning when reportedly a drunken off-duty, out-of-uniform Pattaya police investigator allegedly fired his service weapon, killing the owner of a cannabis shop in an alley under a popular entertainment venue on Walking Street in South Pattaya. At approximately 1:06 a.m., an investigator from Pattaya City Police Station received a report of a shooting with a seriously injured victim. The incident took place behind a cannabis shop in a small alley connecting Walking Street to Pattaya Bay, under a popular entertainment venue. Upon notification, Police Lieutenant Colonel informed his superior, Police Colonel, commander of the Pattaya City Police Station. Police officers and rescue volunteers rushed to the scene. At the location, officers found a 41-year-old, the cannabis shop owner, lying on the ground with 2 gunshot wounds to his torso. He was in critical condition, breathing heavily, with friends urging him to stay conscious. Rescue personnel provided initial first aid, including CPR, and urgently transported him to a hospital. However, unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries shortly after arrival. Police cordoned off the area with crime scene tape and took the suspect into custody. The suspect was identified as a detective attached to Pattaya City Police Station. However, his name was initially withheld pending further investigation. Officers seized his 11mm service pistol and ammunition as evidence. Witnesses told police that the suspect, who was heavily intoxicated from alcohol, suddenly drew his gun and threatened people in the area. He then allegedly fired 2 shots into a nearby entertainment venue. Though no one was injured there, the victim intervened to calm the situation down and urged the suspect to put away his gun. Despite the victim raising his hands and in a pleading gesture, and there being no prior argument or fight, the suspect ignored him and fired 2 shots, causing the victim to collapse. Yeah. The police colonel, Pattaya City Police Station's commander, ordered the investigation team to gather evidence and continue questioning the suspect. The incident occurred amid Songkran, the Thai New Year celebrations locally known as One Lai, which often involves heavy drinking. Authorities are continuing their investigation into the full circumstances, including the suspect's intoxication level and exact sequence of events. So the case has shocked local residents and business owners in the popular tourist area of Walking Street. raising concerns about alcohol-fueled violence during the festive season. Further updates are expected as the police investigation carries on. Oh, yeah, we've got some more on that. Imagine waking up in the police station where you used to work, I reckon after you killed someone. Anyway, we've got more on it. So, Pattaya Police Lieutenant charged with murder after alleged drunken shooting of cannabis shop owner. Officer ordered out of service pending disciplinary probe. Oof. Right, a senior investigator from Pattaya City Police Station has been charged with murder and firearms offences, allegedly shooting and killing a 41-year-old cannabis shop owner during a late night drinking dispute in the popular Walking Street area. So we'll just glaze over this real quick. So the incident occurred around 1:06 a.m. Yep, been there, done that. According to police, the suspect, now publicly identified as blah, 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 we won't say his name, 54 years old, is a deputy superintendent in the investigation division at the Pattaya City Police Station. He had recently completed the Class 53 Police Sub-Lieutenant training course the previous year and was generally regarded by colleagues as a diligent and good-natured officer. At approximately 9 a.m, the commander of the Pattaya City Police Station told reporters that the suspect has been formally charged with murder as well as violations of the Firearms Act, including discharging a firearm in a public place, carrying a gun in public without reasonable cause. A disciplinary committee has been established to investigate the case for serious misconduct, and the officer has already been ordered to leave the government service pending the outcome of both criminal and internal probes. He was immediately taken into custody and placed in a detention cell at the Pattaya City Police Station. So investigations indicate that the shooting stemmed from an alcohol-fueled argument. The suspect, who was very intoxicated, reportedly became involved in a verbal dispute with friends while drinking. The victim, the owner of the nearby cannabis shop, was not originally part of the dispute, but attempted to intervene to calm the situation. No good. So surveillance camera footage reveals reviewed by police shows a suspect arguing with a friend in a white shirt. The victim, who had removed his own shirt earlier, stepped in and raised his hands in the traditional Thai Y gesture to plead for peace. He tried to disarm the suspect. Moments later, the suspect fired his service pistol, striking the victim. The victim staggered and collapsed to the ground before being rushed to the hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries from 2 gunshot wounds to the torso. Yeah. Yep. So, police colonel stated that the exact circumstances leading to the fatal shooting are still under detailed investigation, particularly how the dispute escalated to the point where a firearm was used. Yep. This case has shocked. Yeah. Same thing as before. He's still in, at the time when this happened, he was still in custody. Saw the video. It's pretty shocking. Anyway. We've got a bit more on it. So Pattaya, another article here. Pattaya police officer who allegedly murdered cannabis shop owner on Walking Street while drunk denies charges, faces initial court appearance. Again, we'll just glaze over it until we get to something we haven't talked about. So blah, 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 54-year-old investigate. So, yeah, we'll just call him Sergeant because that's, yeah, the suspect in the fatal shooting of the 41-year-old cannabis shop owner. During the morning session, officers led the suspect from his detention cell, where he remains in custody, into an interrogation room. For further questioning lasting about an hour, he reportedly continued to deny the charges for murder. However, after the session, he briefly spoke with the media, apologising to the victim's family, only stating that the incident happened very quickly, while not clearly stating any guilt. He was then returned to his holding cell. In addition to the original charges, including murder and violations of the Firearm Act, such as discharging a firearm in public and carrying one without justification, investigators have now added a charge of insulting a public official. This stems from the suspect's alleged inappropriate behaviour and disrespectful language towards senior officers while being taken into custody on the night of the incident. Yeah, right. Reports indicate that he made derogatory remarks, including flashing obscene gestures and claiming to be an undercover agent working on a case while arguing with superiors. Yeah, right. So the case has drawn significant attention in Pattaya, with senior officials from Chonburi Provincial Police involved in the interrogation with the sergeant, has reportedly been suspended from duty pending a disciplinary investigation, which could lead to his dismissal from the police. On top of blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, we'll carry on. If we find more on that, we'll report it. Otherwise, yep. Number 12, last one. Violent viral video sparks outrage after a group of young Middle Eastern men allegedly attacked older European tourists on Pattaya's walking street. A pair of video clips circulating on social media has triggered widespread anger and criticism in Pattaya after appearing to show 3 young men of apparent Middle Eastern descent assaulting an older European tourist while he was playing with water on Walking Street. The incident is believed to have occurred on one evening. A Facebook user posted the 2 clips lasting 27 seconds and 15 seconds in a public group called Pattaya Talk. So the poster stated that the fight began after one party sprayed another with water, leading to an argument and dispute. It's noted that the area the tourists were in was non-stop water play for all around and was far from a dry zone, with all parties involved already wet. Yeah. If you don't want to get wet, don't go out. Or stay away from the wet. You can see water. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the footage reportedly captures 3 young men described as having Middle Eastern features ganging up on a Caucasian tourist estimated to be between 50 and 60 years old. And so the victim is seen knocked to the ground, after which the attackers allegedly continued to kick him without mercy. Even as the other tourists, both Thai and foreign, tried to intervene to stop the assault, the 3 men reportedly ignored the police to stop. Ricks. So a reporter visited the scene on Walking Street in South Pattaya to investigate, but found no trace of those involved. Attempts to gather information from nearby entertainment venue staff and motorcycle taxi drivers yielded no comments or details about the incidents. Hey, keep it quiet. So the person who recorded the video has also not been reachable for further comment. Latest update, Pattaya Police have not received any official complaint regarding the altercation, however, have publicly invited the parties to involved to come forward to speak with them to file a police report. Yeah. There's always some sort of punch-up happening around this time, or that time of year, I should say. We're a bit late, but we're getting there. Anyway, that'll do us for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for all the bloody mispronunciations and whatnot, but anyway, we'll do what we can do. Oh, we'll be back very shortly with another episode of Pattaya True Crime. Until then, you know how it goes. Stay safe out there, people. Stay safe.